right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back racing again with the Modern Street Hemi Shootout in Lapeer, Michigan, Lapeer International Dragway. So we'll be probably doing the 12.5 index class along with the bracket race. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, you saw it in the thumbnail, heard it on the intro. We're back racing with the Modern Street Hemi Shootout series. This time we braved the coronavirus and we are in Lapeer, Michigan, at Lapeer International Dragway for the Modern Street Hemi Shootout series. So we're just outside the gate now, waiting to get in. Once we get in, we'll start the races and go from there.
Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
What? Huh?
What? This guy just won't stop talking. Just give me like 30 minutes of your life. No, not 30 minutes. 30 seconds of your life. So, today you paid your entry fee, which entitles you to 2 race classes. There's a couple exemptions to that, but 99% of you paid for 2 race classes. Your race classes that you were able to pick are bracket class. Everyone is eligible to race in bracket class as your first class. Your second class can be any of the other index or heads-up classes. A couple exceptions to that. If you're a rookie car, if you signed up for a rookie, a free entry, courtesy of Lightens, High Performance, 8 of you get to race for free today, courtesy of Lightens, which is a Hellraiser pulley. So whenever you see them promoting online, just make sure you thank them for allowing you to race today for free. And the rookies, when we're all done with this, we'll have a little sidebar and we'll go over what to expect today. So, your entry is good for bracket and any other class, except cars that are running in Outlaw, 850, and Heavyweight. They're allowed to pick any 2 of those 3 classes. Does that make sense? So there's those 3 classes you're allowed to run and another one of those 3 classes. Reason being is those cars typically are not bracket-friendly cars, so we allow them to get the same bang for their buck to run the secondary class as another quick class. Does anybody have any questions there? Demons. We have a demon entry, a special demon class for the stock demons. We appreciate Legion of Demons for coming out and racing with us all year long. We'll discuss the head count. You guys can race in demon and bracket. If you guys decide you want to do something different, just pull me aside and we'll work it out. But right now, I think we're in good shape with that. Does anybody have any questions on what classes they're allowed to run? And I'm going to discuss what the classes are in just a moment. All right, so if I keep everybody's attention.
I think we did like 40 the whole year.
My God, he just can't help himself. All right, so these are the classes that you're able to run in description form. And then if you have any questions about that, just hold them to the very end. Bracket class. This is the one that everyone gets to run in. It's handicap racing. You are going to write your dial in on the window, which means that's the time you think your car is going to run. Your competitor is going to do the same. The quicker car has to wait for the slow car to leave, and you have to catch them. Does that make sense? Bracket racing, first to the finish line wins without going quicker than your dial in on your window. If you have any questions on bracket racing, I'll be glad to go over them afterwards. And I'll go over some of the other sidebar rules. I'm just going to explain the classes right now. So bracket class is just typical handicap racing. It's on a 500 Pro Tree. What that means, if you see your bulbs do anything, go.
That's pretty damn close.
All right, so don't wait for the green light. The green light means you lost. I promise you. Everybody's good with that? All 3 of your ambers are going to light at the same time. Go. Every class. That's bracket class. Next up, we have the 1250 index. 1250 index is heads-up racing. First to the finish line wins, but you cannot go quicker than 1250. Does anybody have any questions on that? 1250 index, heads-up racing. First to the finish line wins, except you cannot go quicker than 1250. We're good there? 1150 index. Heads up racing, first to the finish line wins, except you cannot go quicker than 11:50. 10:50 index. Heads up racing, first to the finish line wins, you can't go quicker than 10:50. 10:0 index. Heads up racing, first to the finish line wins, you can't go quicker than 10:0. Everybody's good on the index racing. All right, Demon, heads up racing, quarter mile. First to the finish line wins. We do have weight restrictions, so Demons, if you're not familiar with it, go on HemiRace.com, class rules, you'll see it all spelled out. There's only a few of you, so I know you guys are aware of the weight rules. There's no excuse. The scales are in the lanes. I'll discuss that further. There's no excuse for being underweight in any class with the weight rules. That's Demon. Any questions on Demon? All right, heavyweight. Heavyweight. Heads up racing, quarter mile. First to the finish line wins, no time. It's a no time class. You will not see your times on the clocks. There are some weight rules. 4,400 pounds with driver is the minimum weight. Dual type power adder, 4,600 pounds with driver. Does anybody have any questions on what those weights mean and what they are? Heads up racing, quarter mile, no time, 4,400 pounds minimum with driver, 4,600 pounds if you're running nitrous and boost. 850 index, heads up racing, first to the finish line wins, 400 pro tree, you can't go quicker than 850. 850 index, any questions on 850? Outlaw, 8th mile, heads up racing, chip draw pairing, and actually heavyweight's chip draw also, sorry about that. Outlaw, 8th mile, heads up racing, 400 pro tree, first to the finish line wins. Same process with the weigh-in. Outlaw cars, when we call you for eliminations, go to the scales. Your minimum weights are 3,300 pounds with driver, 3,500 pounds if you're a dual type power adder. No excuses. First round of eliminations, if you're underweight, you're DQ'd. Please weigh yourself during open time runs or during your qualifying. Do not wait till eliminations. This is unfortunately this is the only way we can handle it. And they do not have scales on the premises. We brought our own scales. Staffing, limitations with the pits. This is the most efficient way, we believe. Any questions on any of the classes I've mentioned?
Round 1.
All right, here we go with our first 12.5 index qualifier. So hopefully Shake and Bake will run a 12.5 instead of a 12.4. Let's see what happens. Felt like a pretty good pass. We'll just have to see what the ticket says, as usual. Always forget to do something. Y'all know the deal. But felt like a pretty good run. Let's see if we hit that 12.5. Because I ran two 12.4s and a 12.6. I think I messed up on the 12.6. So we'll see what this says. And we got one more qualifier to qualify in the 12.5. So let's see what happens. Alrighty, thank you. Right lane, 12.55. All right, so I'm qualified. So that'll work. 12.55 is my first qualification pass. The next pass, we can just let it rip without having to worry about anything. All right, we'll see you next pass.
Round 2.
All right, everybody, we're going for our second qualifier for the 12.5 index. This is a 12.5 index race, our second qualifier. My first qualifier was 12.55. We'll see what happens now. I've been running in this right lane and running like 12.45, 12.46. So I threw a big tire in the back, so hopefully, I already qualified at 12.55, so that's why I'm just trying the tire in the back. See if I can get closer to 12.5 and get up and make sure I get my lane choice, because I want to go in this right lane. All right, folks. Incredible Hemi, you're going to love this, and I'm going up against this big old Ram 4x4.
Goodbye.
Alright, we went ahead and ran it all the way out just to see if we can hit that 12.5. So we're gonna see real quick here in a second what we got. I seem to be hooking better in the right lane, but I still think we're spinning a bit. But we'll get the ticket, see where we're at, see what we need to do, see if we need to weigh down a little bit more, or we're good to go where we're at. Alrighty, thank you. Oh, 12.48. All right, so maybe we need 2 tires. Maybe we need 2 tires to hit that 12.5. So went 12.48 with 1 rear tire in the back. So what I'll do is the next 12.5 index race, I'll throw both rear tires in the back and hope that gets us a 12.5. Run it, see what happens. All right, so until the next elimination, until the first elimination of the 12.5.
Round 3.
All right, folks, we got a bye for our second round of the 12.5 index. So we got a bye run. So we're just gonna let her rip and see what happens. I let up. Once I got around 107 miles an hour, I let up just to see where I need to be when we do a real 12.5 index race. So I gotta make sure I don't go faster than 12.5. So hopefully that did it. But you know, she's been running so inconsistent today. I'm just not sure what I need to do to make sure I only get a 12.5 or a little bit slower. But we'll check this ticket out, see what it says, and hopefully it's in the 12.5. It was a 12.4. So we got to let up earlier next time. All right, so now we're back to what Shake and Bake usually runs. I see now. So we got a 178 60 foot 7.9 to the 8th at 88 miles an hour. And then we did a 12.4 at 104. So you can tell I let up because the mile an hour is low. So now it's figuring out what I got to do to make it run a 12.5. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and what I did the last time when I was at Rockingham. I'm going to go ahead and swap out the front tires now. That'll slow me down quite a bit. That'll slow me down at least a 10th.
Round 4.
All right, folks, here we go. What round we in? 3 or 4 for the 12.5 index. Coming up to the water box here in a second. Might be 4. We're going up against a Magnum, something you don't see out here very often. So this should be a good one. Just to make sure I don't break out, but then he come around me. So we're gonna have to see what the ticket says because there's no lights. This is one of the only tracks I've been to that doesn't have wind lights. So we'll get up here, check the ticket. If he broke out, I won. If he didn't break out, I'm in trouble. So I ran a 12.6, 0.4 reaction time, but she cut my slip in half, so I don't know if I won or not. I don't think I did because I don't have winner on my side of the ticket. But I'm gonna pull over and make sure his says winner, which I'm pretty sure of. But hey, doesn't hurt to double check. So you won, right? All right, because I don't know why she tore it in half. It's all good. Good luck, man. Good luck. That's what I thought. I wound up losing. So that's gonna cut our day for 12.5 index racing too. So we'll get back to the pits, do a wrap up, and then we're gonna head home.
Gives it to the left-hand center in the racetrack.
All right, everyone, we're gonna wrap up the 12.5 index racing that we did today. We did 2 qualification runs. I got a bye in the first round, and I lost in the second round. So the first run was a 12.55, which is a good qualification run. So knowing that I qualified, I tried to play around with the car a little bit. So in between one of the other races, I ran a 12.3, which kind of scared me a little bit. So I just put one of the big tires, my rear tires, in the car to just help slow me down a little bit, and I ran a 12.48. So those were the two qualification rounds. So in the first round of eliminations, I got a bye. So I tried putting another tire in the car, and lo and behold, I ran a 12.4 flat. So not good. So when I got done with that round, I came back and took the Skinnies off the front and put my street tires on the front. And as you saw in the video, I let up a little bit in the middle of the run. I probably should have just kept going, but I ran a 12.6 at 108. So that's letting off somewhere just past the 8th. I let off a little bit. So I probably should have stayed in it and probably would have ran that 12.5. I still don't think I would have beat the fella beside me. But hey, it was a great race. Had a great time. That's gonna do it for this video. So if you're stopping in for the very first time, please look at the other content that's on the channel. If you like what's going on with the channel, do me a couple things here. 1, subscribe. 2, hit that like button on videos that you like. 3, comment on those videos that you like, and I'll answer your comments. I'm still small enough where I can answer everyone's comments. And then the last thing is hit that notification bell so you get notifications when I upload new content. So that's gonna do it. That's gonna wrap it up total for the Modern Street Hemi Shootout for the channel today. So we're gonna be looking for the next Modern Street Hemi Shootout. I can't remember which one it is. It might be Virginia. It might be Virginia, it might be MIR. But we're gonna hit it for sure, because the next 3 are in the back, except for one. One's in Texas. 3 out of the 4 are in the backyard. So we're definitely gonna hit those. And in between, I'm hitting everything I can. If it's a test and tune, a bracket race, an index race, whatever it is, I'm definitely gonna try and hit it. So stay tuned, more racing content to come. Until next time, folks, adios.